You are watching News Channel 8 today.
Good morning, I'm Greg Praver. Thanks for joining us. Sap is starting to flow really well from the trees, and it's a sign that trees are thawing and spring is on its way. Village of Weston Administrator Daniel Guild says this restaurant adds a piece of economic diversity to the area.
Channel 7's Greg Praver was there and joins us live in the studio with more. Greg?
Heather and Jeff, many people were socializing, getting to know their teammates and even the competition. They were bundled up and anxious for sure, most saying Friday can't come soon enough. Participants can't wait.
It's been a lot of fun. The excitement in the line is always one thing that I look forward to on the Monday of registration.
Eli Frieders, the station manager at WWSP 90 FM, the station that's planning and developing Trivia 47, Not Your Father's Contest, tried something this morning that hasn't been done in a while.
I was out there talking with some of the teams. This is the first time they've seen it in the past 10 years that we've broadcasted live directly from the registration line itself, and they love it.
Not only were some in line willing to be interviewed on the live broadcast, one went as far to say,
our team's very excited. This is like our Christmas. This is like a reunion for us every year. We come back. It's friends and family who we see each other once a year, maybe twice a year, but we can always count on seeing each other on Trivia Weekend and having a great time.
Colthers is on the Team Trivia Wars. The Beer Pigs awaken. The three-time defending champ Patty Johnson of Not Your Dad's Computers said the secret to her success is indeed a secret, but
we do, caffeine and lots of water even. Stay hydrated too. There's a certain point where we finally, figured out what we do well together and, just got it gelled.
The 54 consecutive hours of Trivia Madness begins Friday night at 6 and ends on Sunday at midnight.
It is like second Christmas to many of the residents here in Stevens Point.
The Trivia Parade takes place at 4 on Friday. The contest is broadcast over the radio station. The Oz, the man who began writing and coordinating the contest 37 years ago, told me 22 teams registered before 3 today. 10 of those were from out of state, and it costs $30 per team to enter. Registration is still open until 6 p.m. on Friday. It's a win-win situation for everybody here at Granite Peak Ski Area in Wausau. Skiers get to continue their ski season from winter into spring, and there's a snowstorm here, so they're certainly happy, and the general manager also says that business is booming here. Thieves seek out locations where there's a good chance that cars will be left unattended for a while. Then once they see a car and their valuables inside of it, they break a window and take those valuables that were visible. Normal paid the required fee to participate in the parade, but some parents are asking, was this the right venue? According to Brent Dabler of AAA Wausau, it costs the average American who faces pothole-related issues to their vehicles $300 to fix it. From learning how to budget to participating in mock interviews and doing mock resumes, students here at Rhinelander High School feel like Mad Money is really preparing them for their future. What a super busy day it is here at Wausau's Buffalo Wild Wings. Those that work here say that they will serve approximately 3 times the usual amount of ounces of beer and also serve double the amount of wings to those who just want to enjoy some basketball action in a social atmosphere.
See, I just learned something.
The sound of the start of maple syrup season, which is music to Dwayne Gruel's ears. He's the owner of Casimir Gold Sugar Bush, a maple syrup farm in Stevens Point.
It's also a really natural product.
The warm start of the season means the start of a lot of work for he and his helpers, including his son, Adam.
Do something that's fun and beautiful.
Each day they fill up at least 450 buckets of sap. While the sap is running in the months of February and March, Dwayne and his helpers like to fill up 450 of these extremely heavy buckets each day.
I drill a 5/16 hole in the tree, about 2 inches deep. Then I tap it in until the tap goes thug. You don't want to tap too hard, otherwise it'll end up splitting the tree.
Each bucket can hold about 4.5 gallons of sap, and Gruel says the maple syrup season is nature's way of letting tappers know spring is nearing. However, he says it's unknown how long the season will last and how good the season will be.
If it lasts through March, that'd be great for everybody that's a maple syrup producer. If it ends this week, then I think we're in trouble nationwide.
In recent years, the season has lasted from 5 days to a month and a half. But for Gruel, the season impacts his life further than when the last drop of syrup runs out. Tapping is therapeutic for Gruel.
Giving him that drive to get past the fact that he did have a heart attack and, you know, be doing something that he loves.
Even though he's 6 weeks out from a heart attack and 4 years into producing syrup, tapping provides a piece of life for Gruel so he can continue making syrup for Wisconsin families. Holly, I certainly was in the presence of a lot of love today, which taught me a thing or two about the language of love. One couple in particular had stood the test of time for almost 70 years, and it almost did not happen. Adding a new Japanese cuisine in the culinary entertainment seems to align perfectly with the village's goals. The owner hopes to see the same success as their Marshfield restaurant, Royal Tokyo. The village of Weston does too, for the sake of economic growth.
It is magical. Really, I cannot think of a better word to describe it.
Q Law, co-owner of one of Weston's newest culinary additions, says so far, so good, since opening Wasabi Teppanyaki and Sushi Bar last month.
Yes, we have numerous customers that give us 5-star reviews on our Wasabi Facebook page.
It's been a revolving door of restaurants at that location with the turnover of 2 restaurants.
I think that is probably a product to the years prior with the tumultuous economy.
Despite prior bad luck, Law didn't hesitate one bit.
I think it's a great location.
Village of Weston Administrator Daniel Guild says this restaurant adds a piece of economic diversity to the area.
You know, teppanyaki and sushi is not something that was previously represented in terms of dining and food options that we have in the area.
Law says the culinary entertainment, environment, and good food keeps customers coming back.
Obviously, I'm a foodie, so I didn't get the stomach right by not loving food, and this is some of the best I've ever had.
The owners hope it will all be enough to overcome the stigma of 3703 Schofield Avenue and help future developments boom.
We get a lot of support from people in this area regarding this kind of a cuisine. I'm sure I create new employments for Western area, and then I bring business to this area.
I just spoke with Tampa's Mayor Bob Buckhorn about his future expectations for the Tampa Riverwalk. Here's what he had to say. After yesterday's shark attacks in Oak Island, North Carolina, I spoke to a shark expert today who gave me these 3 tips in order for you to stay safe. According to a spokesperson here at Tampa International Airport, 18 flights have been delayed. Clear skies, soft sand, sunny days. What's not to like about Clearwater Beach? Well, the city is cutting down on the length of stay of guests in houses and apartments. 30 wheelchair athletes from around the world traveled to Cedartown, Georgia to compete in its annual 5K race. For winner Tatiana McFadden, it sure was fast. She broke the course record.
It was a great race. Cedartown is one of the best races that we have all year, and it's fun and it's fast.
For the men, Josh George came out victorious.
That is a tough 5K. You're working hard from the gun to the finish line.
But more important than the race, it's a community-wide event, one that brings neighbors and families together. In Cedartown, Greg Praver, 11 Alive Sports. New this morning, several people are in the hospital following a major accident in St. Pete. An officer discovered people trapped inside the wreckage at 5th Avenue South and 31st Street South. An FWC officer is out of the hospital and is expected to be okay after a terrifying experience in Panama City. The officer was patrolling the waters when, according to police, 2 men shot him, stole his boat, and tried to run him over. Wow. It happened after the officer asked the men for ID. The officer returned fire, injuring one of them. A Good Samaritan helped track them down. After weeks of rain, a lot of golf courses have closed until they dry out. But don't put your clubs away so fast, just bring them to Topgolf. Coming up after the break, this isn't your grandpa's clubhouse. An hour of Topgolf is just $20 until 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday and until noon on weekends. Each bay holds 6 people. They also have pool tables in the game room that you could use for free. I'm Greg Praver. Dan Ugla is a Brave no more. The team released the struggling second baseman today, less than 4 years into his mammoth 5-year contract. No personal clothes in his locker when we got to the ballpark today. Ugla will go down as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, contract flop in franchise history. Ugla's release comes at the end of the All-Star break after he had been suspended Sunday for reportedly being late to the ballpark for what turned out to be his final game on the roster. Let's break it down by the numbers. This season, Dan was only hitting .162 with 2 homers and 10 RBIs. He was 1 for 20 since May 23rd, 0 for 10 as a pinch hitter. And as for the money, he's still owed around $19 million just to sit on the couch. That should ease the pain a little. We will be right back with more after this.